Alright, welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at adding and subtracting rational numbers. In order to do, so the objective of our lesson is to learn to add and subtract decimals and rational numbers with like denominators, although we're really just going to focus on the like denominators and rational numbers. Okay, so let's start out by just representing what addition would look like on a number line. So first we want to add 1/5 plus 2/5. So we would start at 0. And we're going to go to 1/5. And then from there, we're going to add 2 more fifths. So here's 1/5, 2/5. So here's our 1/5. And then this would be our 2/5, giving us a total of 3/5. Alright, so now why don't you pause the video and try this one on your own. So first we're going to start with 3/8. So here's our 3/8, and we're going to add 1 more eighth, which in this one's going to look a little different, because you'll notice that we're at 1/2. But if you add 3/8 plus 1/8, you get 4/8, which we can reduce to 1/2. Now let's look at this in terms of adding and subtracting with like denominators. So in order to add or subtract rational numbers with the same denominator, we just add or subtract the numerators and keep the denominators the same. So 1/5 plus -4/5. So if you think about this, we're going to take 1/5 plus -4, and then we're going to keep the fifths on the bottom. So if I have 1 and I take away 3, or if I take away 4, that leaves me with -3. So now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to keep D, and then on the top it's just going to be A plus B. We're going to add or subtract and write each answer in simplest form. So here we have -2/9 minus 5/9. So 9 is going to remain our denominator. If you want to change this into plus and negative, just like we did with integers, -2 plus -5 gives us -7. So we have -7/9. If you wanted to think about this on a number line, here would be 0, 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9. Here would be -5/9, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this would be -1. So we would go to -2/9, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. We'd end up at -7/9. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and try this next one on your own. So here we keep the 7 again. We have 6 plus -3, which is going to give us 3/7 as an answer. For our next one, we're going to look at an example when we're actually going to use a variable in there and then substitute a value in. So we have 7/10, and we're going to add in a value for m, which is going to be 3 and 1/10. Here we're going to keep our denominators the same. 7/10 plus 1/10 is going to be 8/10. Here this is like 0 and 7/10, so 0 plus 3 is 3. So we have 3 and 8/10, but this can be reduced. Divide each by 2, and we get 4/5. So our final answer would be 3 and 4/5. So when you go ahead and pause the video and try this last problem on your own. So we're going to have 5/8 plus m, but in this case m is 5 and 7/8. So we're going to add 5 plus 7 is 12/8. 5 plus 0 is 5. 12/8, however, is the same as, we could say 1 plus 1 and 5 plus 1 and 4/8. But that would be the same as 1 1/2. So here we would end up with 6 1/2 as our final total.